Yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Yeah. What's up? Hola. Poppin' Todd in the house. Yeah, boy. Where's everybody from? Listening to that Robot Boys. Yeah. Brazil's in the house. India. Argentina. New York, Mexico, Argentina. Syria's in the house. Australia, California, Connecticut, Ecuador, Jamaica, France, Japan, Argentina, Korea, Mexico, France, Kentucky, Brazil, Spain. Yo, what's up, everybody? All right. Egypt, India, Japan, Brazil, South Africa, Chuco, Texas. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. I just got back from an audition. Wish me luck. You guys got some questions? Show a little move of tutting again. All right. Yeah. Bobblehead. Yo, what's up? You guys got some questions? Germany's in the house. How long should I practice the robot? Let's see. Unknown name says, how long should I practice the robot each day to master it? So from my experience, I used to street perform, and I had a little spot. I had a spot in a mall close to like the movie theater. And so all these people were coming in and out all the time. It was really, really like good for traffic, and like there was always people. And I used to do the robot, pretty much only the robot, for 5 hours a day on the weekends. So I would do a 2.5 hour set, and then I'd do a break. I'd grab something to drink or eat, and then I would do another 2.5 hour set. That really, for me, that was enough. That was enough to really develop my technique in robot. So the key to developing your robot is like staying in that robot character. So I used to like be in robot mode, and I wouldn't break character. So if I wanted to like reach down and grab something to drink or whatever, I would do everything robot style. And that really developed my technique, like doing regular motions, putting my hand in my pocket, grabbing a drink, taking a drink, you know, and then putting my cup down, and then going back into robot mode, putting my hand up, waving at somebody. So that developed my robot skill. So to answer that question, like, you have to really stay in that character in order for your muscles to start to understand it. So yeah. I hope to come to Egypt soon, guys. Egypt, India. I want to come to India. When I'm not dancing, I really focus on the business side of the entertainment world, and I focus on my website where I teach, learntobus.com. I spend time with my friends. I spend a lot of time with my wife here in Los Angeles, and I'm a family man. So yeah. I want to come to Germany too someday. King Savage, I live in Los Angeles, man. I'm here. Yo, if anybody is in the Los Angeles area, I teach private classes. So send me a message here on Facebook, or find me on Instagram, or on YouTube, wherever you guys can get a hold of me. Shoot me a message and let me know. I'm always down to teach classes. I love sharing. Yes, you can email me. My email address is poppinjohn.mgmt@gmail.com. poppinjohnmgmt@gmail.com. So like poppinjohnmanagement at gmail.com. Shoot me a message. Set up a class with me. I'm always down. When did I start dancing? I started dancing in 1998. 1998. I'm 32 years old, so I'm coming on 20 years of poppin'. Yeah. When will I come to Egypt? I'd love. Do you make good money dancing? Sometimes I make good money dancing. It's a hard racket, man. It's really hard. But yeah, you got to stick with it. You know, sometimes you have really good months. Sometimes you have really good years. But yeah, you got to work hard. It's not a overnight thing. To Nebraska, I'm down. I'm down to come to Nebraska. The red shoes that I got. The red shoes are Jordan Retro 4s, Lab 11s. And they're pretty expensive shoes, so it's kind of heartbreaking to spin on my toe in those, but they're the ones, man. Soulbotics is still rocking, still doing their thing. Everybody is in different areas, and everybody kind of has their own stuff going on. And yeah, so Soulbotics is we're still here, man. Still here. Oh, I'd love to come to Jamaica. Brazil's in the house. Street performing tips. Okay. So street performing, to be honest, I learned how to do the whole street performing like formula from Poppin Todd. Shouts out to Poppin Todd. Much love, brother. Thank you for the inspiration. I saw Todd street perform on Hollywood Boulevard when I came out to Los Angeles in 2006. And I was living in Albuquerque at that time. Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I went straight from LA, from coming to B-Boy Summit, or I can't remember what event it was. And we stayed at Todd's house. He was street performing that weekend, and I was completely inspired. So I went home, and I think the next weekend I started street performing. Painted my face silver with silver like makeup, and I spray painted a suit silver, and that's how I started, making money on the streets. I used to pass out lollipops. That's what Todd did, and really developed my robot skills. Samuel says, "Say hi to me." What's up, Samuel? Yes, I'll put my email in the description. Um, and so that's what started me off street performing, and I really like dove in, and that was my day job. So I used to go and hit the block in Albuquerque, and then when I moved to El Paso, Texas, I approached a local mall there, and asked them if I could, set up shop inside the mall, and they let me as long as I gave a percentage to the Children's Miracle Network, which was really awesome to me because I got to like donate to charity and also, make some money. So G Money in the house. Um, so yeah, the advice is one, you. This is what I used to do. I used to wait until there was a big crowd. Little John in the house. I used to wait. Cruz, you're here, man. I see you. You're noticed. I used to wait until a big crowd, came around, and then I would basically do like a showcase. I would start popping. I'd do some waves. I'd do like some crowd pleaser moves, and then I would come back into my spot and post up like a robot. Do really little moves, not too big, and then when I'd start to develop another crowd, I'd do another showcase. I always had music playing, and yeah, so that's basically what that was my formula. And then I would do something that I called fishing, and I'd have like little lollipops, and I would, find a kid that's walking by, and I'd reach that lollipop out to him like I was gonna give it to him, and he would like go to grab it, and I'd move it out of the way, which that was a tactic that I borrowed from Pop and Todd, and I'd really like played with the kids. And once I'd give a lollipop to the kids, the parents really felt obligated to drop $1 in my box. So that developed my like performing skill, connecting with the crowd, and not being shy, and not, you know, really diving into like feeling like I'm an actual robot. And yeah, that's a huge like stepping stone in my skill rise. So yeah, street performing's legit, man. I swear, like almost every serious real popper, they'll all have a story of them, popping on the block. So yeah. What else, guys? Yeah. 13 minutes in. Thank you, guys. I'm a fan. I recently discovered you, and damn, I love the way you dance. Saludos. Saludos de Colombia. Edward. Gracias. Ecuador in the house. Brazil. I got this jacket at Zara. Let me see. Baby Walkie is an inspiration to your daughter, Benjamin. Dope. She's a good one to be inspired, man. By Max. What's up, bro? Gabriel. Saludos. Georgia in the house. Unknown name, MK. What's up, yo? Freestyling. Okay, yeah, I've seen that question a couple of times. Any tips on freestyling? Okay, here's a really good question. Freestyling, this is my take on freestyle. So, I develop my vocabulary. So, when I practice, I go through like all kinds of different techniques and trying to create new moves. Um, Definitely new, like, yeah, new concepts, new moves. And I also develop my techniques. So, developing your technique, in my opinion, gives you the freedom to really freestyle. Because if you're thinking about the move, like if you're thinking like, oh, this is how I do this move, then like you you can't really focus on the music. So what I've done with my dance is I develop my technique, I develop all my moves, and then I'm free to just focus on the music. Okay? Because I started out as a dancer that was always off beat. It was really difficult to match my stuff to the music. One, because I was focused on my moves, and also focused on, oh, am I catching the music right or not? So I had to really develop my technique to where I could apply that to my musicality. Okay? So I don't have to focus on, oh, I'm going to do this move, I'm going to do that move. I have the technique, I have the vocabulary, and now I really have to, focus on the music and make sure I'm translating the song to the person that's watching me. That's my goal as a dancer, is to show somebody the song. I'm trying to show this person exactly what this song sounds like to me, or this is what these sounds sound like to me, and I try to show somebody the song. I feel like as a dancer, that's our responsibility, is to like show somebody, yo, this is what the song wants me to do. This is what I would want to do to this song. So that's my take on freestyle. And the best thing that you could do about freestyling is, well, two things. One, develop your technique, and two, go to the club. Go to a place where a DJ's playing stuff that you don't know, and you have to like improv to it. You have to improv to it. You have to listen to the things that are coming up and just try to catch the stuff. There's people that are more rhythmic than others, but that doesn't mean that you can't develop your rhythm. Or if you're so rhythmic but you don't have a lot of moves or technique, like you gotta develop your moves and concepts and vocabulary. So yeah. North Carolina in the house. Do we have any good tips? Okay, I've seen that one a couple of times. Filming. Okay, filming a video, really important, especially if you guys want to like upload your stuff on YouTube and get followers and all that type of stuff. Really important. One, you have to know how to put yourself in frame, like have a pretty good camera, and now technology is so awesome that you can film with a phone. you know My preference is to put the phone on the ground or on a tripod that's low to the ground, and that really gives like the full body effect. If the camera's way up here, it's above you, you don't get the full effect of your body. Okay, so have yourself in frame, have yourself in a good location too. You don't want to have like too much crazy stuff in the background that like takes away from what you're doing. Find a good song. It depends on what type of video you want to do. If you want to just show someone that you can improv to a song and like just go off on some freestyle stuff, like that's cool. But it's really important to know what you want to do. The next thing is the lighting. Okay, I've always focused on good lighting. Okay, because if the sun's on your back, you're gonna have like you're gonna be dark in the camera. Like if you're backlit, you're gonna be more of like a silhouette. Okay, so it just depends on what type of video. But if you really want to show the movement, you want to have the sun on you or above you. Like you want to have it on your front, on your face. So that really shows like a lot of the little movements and the technique, and it shows the crisp like pop and all of those things. It's really important. Lighting's crazy important. So if you're like in a dark alley and you don't have light on you, like nobody's gonna see it. Okay, the next thing is make a good thumbnail. Make a good thumbnail. Make a picture that looks dope from the video. Like take a screenshot of it, and there's a lot to learn. You know, I can't really go into all the details on how to edit a screenshot or a thumbnail for your video, but all of those things add to letting somebody want to click on your video. You know, it's really important. So hopefully those tips help you guys. Benjamin, you have schizophrenic clients that have magical thinking, and I show them your videos to prove to them that humans can be supernatural. Yo, that's a dope comment, man. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I can, entertain and inspire and put a smile on someone's face. How far in advance do you and the guys practice group dances for things like KOD? I'm always fascinated on how precise you all are. Jennifer, thanks for the comment. We train hard for those type of events because KOD was mandatory. You had to have 4 routines, I think, per battle. So 4 routines per battle. If you're planning on going all the way to the finals, you have to have 3-4 rounds, depending on how the bracket, 3-4 battles of 4 routines. That's, 12 to 16 routines. So I always want to have full crew routines. So we come correct. Like we come with 12 routines or 16 routines, depending on how many rounds it's going to be. And I think we started training a couple months in advance for sure. My favorite thing is to train at least 3 months in advance, because that's a world competition. We're battling the best in the world, and it's really important. But I'm always crazy about routines. If I'm gonna have a routine, I don't do half-assed routines. I try to bring the top stuff. So, and then we're strategic on who we're gonna this routine is for, maybe somebody like this crew, or this routine is good to battle somebody that has this type of flavor or style. So it's definitely strategic. That's battle tactics big time. Do I speak Greek? No. Poppin Chris, sorry man, no Greek. On a scale from 1 to 10, how do I describe how difficult to learn the dance like you? Okay. Popping? Ooh, popping's a 10. Popping is one of the most difficult styles to learn, in my opinion, because you have to learn your body. The most difficult thing to do is understand movement, and that's how a lot of people learn how to move their body through martial arts or yoga or this or that. Popping is, in my opinion, the ultimate in learning body control, and I'd have to say it's a 10 on the difficult level. King Savage, yes, I've danced with Ditto. We have a couple of videos on both of our channels. Check them out. Do I have any plans to come to Houston? I hope so, soon. What popping dancers inspired me? I get inspired all the time, guys. I'm inspired, you know, daily by, you know, dancers that I dance with. Um, you know, I'm inspired on a daily basis. I'm always a student. I hope to do a video with the Robot Boys again. What's up? When's my next collab with Nonstop? I hope soon. We live on opposite ends of the country. I'm in Los Angeles. He's in Atlanta. FX in the house. What's up, brother? Big ups from our hometown, Farmington. You guys are in Alaska. What's up, Sinbad Hopkins? Have I ever danced with Fiction? I haven't. I've been around Fiction. I've danced with him, but we haven't done a video together. So hopefully that's gonna be soon. I think I might be doing a gig with him in June, so maybe we'll be able to map something out. I have thought about doing a patron account. You guys think that that would be something you would support or be interested in? Germany's in the house. What's up, Jojo? Okay, Melon Wadi. Sorry if that's a horrible slaughter of your name. But do I have an everyday popping like routine? I'm always dancing. So like I put music on in my apartment, I chill out, I dance a lot. I go to the gym. I go to the gym sometimes and I practice in their like, you know, aerobics room. But I'm always popping. I go through drills. I go through all kinds of stuff. So it's not like a regimen that I have. Like, oh, I have to do this every day. But I'm always doing it. I'm always rocking. I'm always popping. It's just it's a necessity for me. Workout routine. I definitely probably try. I try to hit the gym at least 4 times a week. Stay in shape. You know, I'm 32, so my metabolism slowed down as I hit my 30s. So I gotta stay in the gym, stay in touch. I hope to come to Connecticut. I don't have any plans right now, but hopefully I can get out there soon. Weight training. I look 18. I'm 32. I only practice popping. That's my only style. That's what I rock. No, I don't play Clash Royale. Sorry for my English. I'm from Mexico. Here's more difficult to grow up in popping animation dance sometimes. This made me feel bad. What can I do about this type of situation? Alfredo Zepeda. Yo, man. Okay, here's some advice for everybody that's from a small town or from a country that like maybe there's not that many opportunities for dance, but that's not an excuse, guys, to not work hard. It's like I'm from a really small town, and I started my career from that small town. I started uploading videos, but I stayed consistent. You know, there's opportunity, but you have to do the hard work and be consistent and put your work out there. And we're connected to the internet, you know? So the moment you put a video online, like, that's the whole world. There's a possibility for the whole world to see your video there. And, you know, the harder you work, the harder you work, the more consistent you are, the more you practice. Like, you have to. You have to stay consistent, and the opportunities come, especially if you go out and get them. You know, that's my advice. Like, I started my career from a really small town. There was no dance opportunities, zero dance opportunities. I was blessed to have, you know, one gig where I would teach at a dance studio, and a really nice lady named Sheila, she owned this awesome dance studio, and she gave me keys to the building, and I used to go and practice there as much as I could. And you know, that's what really helped me build my skill real early on. And but having the keys to a studio didn't force me to, you know, like, get better. I forced me to get better. You know, it's like my hard work and really trying to figure out this dance, you know, that's what got there. That's what got me there. So you have to work hard wherever you at. Whatever situation you're in, you can always build your skill level. You know, that's a real belief of mine. Yo. Whoa, those are fast comments. Oakley's, yeah, Oakley's are my favorite sunglasses. Okay, I can't say your first name, but your last name's Brown. He said, hi, Brandon here. Oh, Brandon, what's up, man? When I'm dancing robotics, people say I dance like you, but I need to work on my tutting. What's the best way to master tutting? The best way to master anything is practice it, man. Like, the best way, if I want to get better at waving, I wave a lot. If I want to get better at tutting, I practice tutting. Yeah, day one hat, Walter. Day one snapback. Yo, guys, if you want this hat, check it out on dayoneapparel.com. That's DEYONEAPPAREL.com. This is the Day One official snapback. Yeah. Yo, thank you guys for being here. Who was my hardest battle? Ooh, I've had a bunch of hard battles. To be honest, like, I don't really focus on my opponent. I really kind of take that philosophy like Bruce Lee and think there's no opponent. You know, I don't battle somebody and be like, oh, that was a really difficult battle. You know, I do my best, and a lot of times I try to cancel out the other person's round, but you know, I really don't think about, you know, my opponent being difficult or not. I'd have to say Frantic's been one of my toughest battles. But yeah. Have I seen the Breakin' movie? Of course. Come on now. That was my first. I use a Sony. That's my camera. Yeah. Sorry guys, got a phone call. Why Poppin? What inspired me to start Poppin? To be honest, the movie Breakin'. Watching Poppin' Taco and Boogaloo Shrimp and Poppin' Pete, like, that made me want to start Poppin'. When I saw Boogaloo Shrimp, like, get fake and do his broom, you know, routine, that's what inspired me. Shabaham. What up, man? Big talk, Doey. Big talk, bro. Algeria's in the house. Wanna see my eyes? King Savage in the house. Any tips on finding your own style? Ooh, that's a good one. Finding your own style's tough, man, because right now it's really tough because a lot of people are online. You know, everybody's watching videos and getting inspired by different videos and stuff. So it's really difficult to like, it's really difficult to not be inspired. So a really important thing is to like spend time with yourself, you know, like get in the studio or get in front of the mirror or at your house or wherever you're at and really like try to figure out what you like. You know, if you like robot, if you like this, if you like that, like it's important to you know, get in your own mind and come up with your own moves. And I think a really hard part about being a dancer is the journey of figuring out what you really want to do with your dance. You know, what do you want? That's a really tough one. Is like, what do you want to be good at? What do you, and then it's, if you can make that decision, it's like you can start developing your own style. How can I build confidence in my style? I've been practicing for like a year, but when I go out there in public, I feel kind of shy and I can't focus on my dance. How do you get over that? That's a tough one. It's hard. Like, you have to develop that through time. You know, when I was first popping, like when I first started popping, you know, it was tough. I'm still shy, you know, but now that I've built a skill level, that really kind of cancels the shyness out. So, you know, it just takes time, and you have to force yourself to just break those barriers. And the more time you spend doing this, the more time you spend performing, the more time you spend, you know, battling. A lot of people are shy to battle. They're afraid to lose a battle, or they're afraid to go out there and like show their stuff. But the only way you break down those barriers is if you do it. You know, you enter your first battle, second battle, third battle, fourth battle, and then once you're at like 10 battles, you're not afraid to get out there and show your stuff anymore. You know, and if you're only a year in, that's a really short amount of time. Really short amount of time. No, I've been lucky to not hurt my ankles. I've built up a nice strength in my feet to where I can do a lot of that footwork without hurting myself now. I think it might be easier. I mean, street performing, I mean, that's what it always comes back to, like not being shy in front of people. If you're in front of a bunch of strangers, like, who cares? And sometimes being a little bit shy and nervous, that gets your adrenaline pumping. And when you have adrenaline going on, like, that's where your movement is sharp and yeah, it kind of like brings out that little glitchiness out of you, and you can do things that you wouldn't be able to do if you didn't have that energy going on. No, I've never done a video with Mr. Wiggles. I hope to. Wiggles is a huge inspiration of mine. I've been around him a bunch, but no, we haven't been able to collab on a video. That'd be awesome. Kurdish Dragon, what's up, man? Benjamin Smith says, word, I've been dancing for most of a decade, but still haven't opened up. Yo, man, you got to break those mental barriers. It's all up here. You know, you got to I don't care what people think anymore. You know, when I'm dancing, like, I don't care what they think. Their opinion, it's invalid to me. You know? No, I'm not doing a live tomorrow. Only on Fridays. You guys gotta come and hang out on Fridays. How do I get smooth movement when I'm nervous? I think that comes down to technique. You know, it's like if you can develop a really good technique, even with all this like shaky energy, you're able to like start to, I guess, nah, man, it's all about technique. Like once you get to a level, you can decide what textures you want to add to your movement. And you know, letting your mind kind of slow down is really important as well. Just don't be afraid to take a breath and reset. When you're like running around going crazy, like learn to take a breath, reset, and taking your time and being patient when you have a lot of energy or when you have adrenaline pumping in your blood. Like that's a really, really dope skill to like develop, is being able to take your time. Even when you're like, your mind's racing 100 miles an hour and you have all this energy, it's okay to like remind yourself to reset and start just taking your time and be patient. My next trip is coming up soon. I'm gonna be going to Thailand. I'm going to Thailand, I think May 24th through the 30th. I am I'm not a perfectionist, but I'm a clean freak. So when I want to like, you know, really learn something, I dive in. And yeah, so Argentina's in the house. I hope to come to Greece one of these days. Yeah, I'll get down for you guys a little bit. Sitting down though. Woo. Oh, a little bit of animation. Yeah. John. No, I'm not mixed. I'm a white boy. My wife's from Mexico, por eso puedo hablar en español, pero no tanto. The LXD series, it just fizzled out, man. I'm sure it was, you know, some stuff in the business side of it, and yeah, so hopefully something like that comes out again soon. Yo guys, I got about 10 more minutes. Yes, I used to break dance, Carlos. I used to break. I was breaking and popping for the first like 7 years of my dance, you know, career. And then I really transitioned into just popping because I wanted to really develop it. And I started training a very specific way. And that was developing techniques and then a separate practice where I would develop concepts. And yeah, so developing concepts and really coming up with moves, and then also developing my popping technique, my waving technique, strobing, you know, ticking, slow motion stuff, like all those techniques, I would develop those on their own, and then apply those techniques to like my concepts and moves. Oh, me versus Green Tech. I'd love to battle Green Tech, man. He's the homie. I think he's really dope. We've been at the same jam, but we just never faced each other. I love battling. But you know, can't get out to all the jams all the time. Thank you guys. Yo, thanks for everybody being here. Yo, if you guys want to get in contact with me, I'm gonna put my email in the description of this live feed, and you can shoot me an email. It's my management email, so keep that into consideration. But if you want to write it down right now, it's Poppin John, POPPIN JOHN .mgmt@gmail.com. So hit me up. If you're ever in the Los Angeles area, I teach private classes, so hit me up. Yeah, I'm out of here, guys. I'm gonna finish out my Friday. Much love. God bless. Talk to you guys soon. All right. Peace.